morning everybody, it's Dawn the Reclusive Crafter, and today is Quickfire Friday. Hopefully I have got a little quick one for you. It's a little bit fiddly to start with, but once you get the hang of it, it's dead simple. So it's a little origami piece, and it gives you this little box effect here. I'm going to show you how to make the box, but then I'm going to show you what I've done with mine, okay? Because you can do lots of different things with them. So to start with, let me just take this to pieces. You start with a simple rectangle, and you can size this up or size it down according to what size box you want. I have got, just in the UK, A4 size paper. Forgive me, I don't know what that equates to in America or other countries, but like I say, it's basically a square, and the longest side needs to be, I think it equates to about twice the length of the other side if you want it to be a square box, but it doesn't really matter what size the page is as long as it's rectangle, to be perfectly honest. It'll just give you different size boxes. Now I have inked the folds on this to try and make it a little bit clearer for you, but it's really very, very simple. The first thing you want to do is to basically give yourself a trifold on your paper. So fold your paper so that it's effectively in three, and then open it out. All right, so these would be your lines here for your trifold. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece up to there. So we're taking it to the second line in. So effectively we're taking that up third of the way. And then you're going to fold this piece back on itself, so it's effectively 1/6 of the length of the paper. All right, so you've got this section here. You're then going to turn the paper round and you're going to take this piece up to the full edge there. So again, it's the full third of the page up to the top edge. And then you're going to fold this bit back on itself by a half. So what you end up with is effectively this, which, what would you call that? A Z fold or an M fold even? Not quite sure what you'd call that, but that's what you end up with. Okay, so that's what you've got. Once you're at that stage, you then flip it over. Okay, and what we're going to do now is these two corners, we bring them up to the middle. So you've got these two triangles on this edge here. Okay, flip it round and do exactly the same with this end, and bring these two edges in together and fold it across there. Okay, so we've now got these two triangular bits on the side here. So once you've got to that stage, flip it over again, and you're going to open up the page just slightly, and you're going to bring in this triangular bit down into what will be the box section, and we're going to do the same this side as well. All right, so you're going to fold those two triangular bits in there. All right, and then just fold it down again. Okay, then when you've done that, you want to take the edge of one of these, so this will be your edge off one, and fold it over onto the other edge. And then this section here, you want to fold it as if there's a line going across here. So fold it at 90 degrees. So if you use this edge here to give you a guideline, you take this section and fold it up against this edge here to give you a 90-degree angle there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same, flip it over. Oh, I'm lying to you. Sorry, we're going to do the same on this edge here, and we're going to flip that over there and pull that across. Okay, so you've got these two sections here that have come across this edge here at a 90 degree, and then you've got these angles here. And then fold that back over onto itself. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same with this one. So we're going to fold this one out that way. We're going to take that up 90 degrees on there, and we're going to bring it up 90 degrees on there, and we're going to fold it back on itself like so. And then when you take hold of these two pieces here, that gives you your box. Okay, I'm going to take you through that again, but without all of the, I'm going to take it through on a plain piece of paper so that you can see that in full action. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a piece of paper. And you can see what this is actually like without all the lines on. The lines may have been confusing, but or it may have helped, I don't know. So let me just show you that again. So you've got your plain bit of paper here. We're going to tri-fold this so that the three sections are pretty much close to each other. All right, doesn't have to be exact, but it does help if you can get it pretty close, to be fair. So let me, this is the fiddly bit, just getting the three bits. You can measure it if you're any good at measuring, but it's just getting those three little folds so that they are about a third of the way. This is why I did the other piece to start with. Ooh, this is being quite fiddly, because it is a little bit fiddly to get this right. So I'll be there. That's as close as it needs to be. All right, and then we're just going to pinch that, because all they're acting as is guidelines. Okay, so I'm going to pinch that so that you've got these guidelines here. Fold your page round so you've got the short edge next to you, and you're going to take this section up to the first score line there, and then you're just going to crease that down like so. Okay, and then this bit we're going to fold that back onto itself. Nice straight fold down there. Okay, we're now going to turn that round, and we're going to take this bit all the way up to the edge of that page there, and again we're going to fold that down. Okay, and then we're going to take this edge and we're going to fold that back on itself again. All right, so what you should end up with is a nicely met seam down the middle. All right, so it gives you that. So we're now going to turn this over, and we're going to bring these 2 points into the center so that they meet up, and that's going to go on there. And again, just fold that down like so. You can give it a good burnish if you want to. I'm using I think this is 200 GSM cardstock I've got here. So you can just use ordinary paper if you want to. Use whatever you've got to hand. So you've ended up with this. Turn your page round, do the same at the other end. So we're now going to do that at that end. Like so. And again, just burnish down. If you're using a heavyweight paper, just helps to get those creases in place. All right, so you've got your 2 triangles, one at either end. Then turn your page over, open it up, and this bit here, this point here that you can see here, pull that and just bring it down into the centre, turn your paper round, open your page out, this point here that is just sticking up, bring that down into the centre, then turn that over and give that a good crease across there, because that's going to make the base of your box. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it back over to the front. We're going to pull this flap across here. So we're basically closing it over onto itself. And then we're taking this section and we want to make a crease line across here. And the easiest way to do that to get it straight is if you use this edge as your guideline, bring it up across there and crease that across. Turn that round and do the, oh, I didn't crease that very well, did I? That's not very straight at all. There we go. Okay, and then do exactly the same here. Bring that up, bring it up to the edge of the fold here and use your edge there as your guideline. All right, so now we've ended up with that and we're going to fold that back on itself like so. Okay, and now we're going to do exactly the same with this one. We're going to fold this one over onto itself. We're going to bring this up in line with this edge here, and we're going to marry it up to the line there, and we're going to fold that into place like so. And we're going to flip that round and we're going to do exactly the same here. Fold it up again, line it all up and crease it down. All right, and now we're going to fold that back over onto itself again so that we've still got the centre crease there. All right, and then you just take these two sections, pull them out, and there's your box. Okay, so let me show you what I've done with mine. Bearing in mind that I am now working on my Alice in Wonderland journal, I have got this. Now, how gorgeous is that? So what I've done is I've done the box in exactly the same way as this. I've put the white rabbit on just as decoration, but on here, so on this section here, if you fold that out on that section there, I have stuck a little design there to give it some decoration. And then over on this side, which would be this section here, I have stuck this little decoration. And all I've done is I've scored it down the middle so that it still bends perfectly okay. All right. Now the bow, I put the little blue bow on because I thought that marries up with the little blue bow on the rabbit really lovely. And as we open this up and we pull out the little scrolls, there's Alice. Isn't she gorgeous? Running away from the cards and they're all flying around inside. I hope you can see that. I absolutely love it. I'm just so happy with the way that came out. Very, very simple to do. And all I've done literally is I've just stuck in the design that I wanted into the base of the box. I have threaded some, it's effectively fishing line actually. It's just nylon thread because it's all I had. The nylon thread through the box, and I've attached it under this piece here and obviously under this piece here, so it's all stuck in. And then I had some tiny little cards in my stash that I had for my previous Alice journal that I did for my daughter, and I've just stuck those on the little line there so that it looks like they're all flying around as you open the box. I'm so delighted with how this has come out. I hope you like it too. That is all I wanted to show you for today. That's going to be making Sorry, that's going to be going into my Alice journal, and I just need to decide where I'm going to put that, but that's my first piece of ephemera done. So that's it for today. That's all I came on to show you for Quickfire Friday. I think it's one of my quickest Quickfire Fridays I've done, and yeah, just a simple little origami piece. And I'll be quite honest, the origami piece is not my idea. It's just one I've picked up along the way, probably from the Buddhist monks from years ago, who knows, or Japan, or wherever it is that they do the origami. And I just thought it would absolutely make the perfect little insert. I'm going to stick that on the page. I'm going to leave, I'm not sure if it's going to be a side tuck or a top tuck at the moment, or I might even use it as a belly band actually and just have it all the way through, but that's going to be going into my journal. So that's it for today. I hope you like it. Just opens up with the little ribbon and you pull it open and all the cards are just flying around. How gorgeous is that? Enjoy the rest of your week, or rather the week. Enjoy your weekend, because we're now on Friday, and I'll see you all tomorrow for Stash Buster Saturday. Take care, everybody. Bye.